Hello, and welcome to the Bear Experiment podcast. I'm Monica Clavijo, and today's date is June the 9th, 2023. Today, I have a beautiful guest, family member, cousin, Meilyn Clavijo. Welcome to the show, Meilyn.
Hi, Monica. Happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for joining us. So Meilyn is a cousin by lethal injection. I introduced her to my cousin, who was actually overseas fighting in Iraq at the time. And he came over to visit the family. And I thought that they should go out on a date while he was here for a couple of days, Go figure that 6 months later, to everybody's surprise, she moved away to, where was it, Texas?
Texas first.
Killeen, Texas, and married.
Yes.
I did that, Meilyn. I did that.
I'm never letting her be matchmaker again. No, it all worked out fine. Well, it didn't work out fine, but we're happily divorced.
They're great friends. He's a dear cousin of mine. He's like my brother. And Meilyn has a daughter who is almost my daughter's age, so we have a lot of similarities in common, and we share a lot of time together, and we travel a lot together. So this is fun. I told her, hey, you wanna join us on the and become a Barinator? And she was totally open for episode number 2.
I've always wanted to be famous.
This is your shot. I'm telling you, we got a lot of followers. So, we were talking a little earlier about like the similarities that we share together. Single mothers, like I just mentioned, to adolescent daughters, career oriented. And I think that a big, I don't know if it's an issue. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not the way that I want to position it. But definitely, it's not easy to have a dating life with the lifestyles that we lead as
Absolutely.
mothers, working all the time, home life responsibility.
I would agree with that. And in dating in Miami, I've never been single in any other city, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But there's also that Miami component, right? And believe it or not, we're in our 40s.
It's hard to believe.
So yeah, it's starting over again, right?
It's starting over again, and at our age, the majority of men that we're going to meet are either married, who are miserable at home, and nobody wants to get involved in that, or it's going to be a man who's been recently divorced, if not divorced, usually has a bunch of little kids with an ex-wife, and there's a terrible custody battle going on, or child support battle, and it's just like this anger, right? This fight that's constantly going back and forth, and it's like, do I want to? He's a great guy, he's fantastic, he's good looking, we click, we have energy, everything that you're looking for in a relationship, but do I want to deal with that?
I would deal. Where is he?
I'll take it.
At least you're meeting these men with all this baggage. So
I've met him before, and I've even been in a relationship with it's a very sad story. We don't want to say names, but it was definitely, it was not a positive scenario, know. The children have no fault in any of this. They really don't. It's not their fault that their parents are constantly bickering, and one is unhappy and they don't want you to move on with your life. But it was definitely a situation where at the time you say to yourself, I don't care how happy I really am in the relationship, which I wasn't even at that point. But you say, let's say you're in love with a person and they come with all this baggage and headache and just somebody constantly just making your life difficult with problems that aren't even yours. Do you want to really continue to be involved with this person? And then you start seeing the child. Again, it's not the child's fault, but what starts happening is every time the child starts coming over, you're starting to identify that child as the problem. Every time that child comes over, there's an issue. There's a fight. There's phone calls. So you don't want the kid to come over anymore. And again, it has nothing to do with the kid as a person. It has to do with the parent that's making everybody's life a living
so
hell.
you are looking, your ideal man definitely has no kids?
Not at all.
Or they're like older. They're like in their 30s or 40s.
No, not even. Not even. I just happened to have a negative experience when I did
Gotcha.
do it. And I didn't have a child at the time either. So it wasn't a positive experience on my end.
I think once you become a parent, I think you're more tolerant also to other people's kids, right? Or
Exactly. And that's that going back to that. I didn't have a child at the time.
Right.
So I think that when you do have children, even though it's a pain, you come at it from a different perspective because you're just like, oh, I have a kid too.
Yeah.
I can see how difficult that could be, right? So you come at it from a completely different perspective. For the majority of people, listen, some people are just naturals and they're just more tolerant, right? To difficult situations, from other people.
Yeah.
I wasn't that person.
I think I would tolerate something like that. I don't know. I guess I have to live through it, right? To really know how difficult or challenging it can be. But I think I would be okay with tolerating their kid because they're going to have to tolerate mine. So,
right.
yeah, and even though she thinks she's perfect, she's a doll, but yeah, there's obviously,
There's certain things
she's
that
11 years old. Okay, she's 11 years old, so it's not easy. It's
kids are
not
like a
easy.
box of chocolate.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get.
It's a preteen.
Yeah.
So
So in comparison to then having men who are coming in with these challenges, which we're coming in with the same challenge. I know that you have an amicable relationship with your baby daddy, but that's not the norm. That really isn't.
yeah,
Right?
No, we got along great, much better than when we were married.
We're better friends now than we was before.
Yeah, no, we're good. But yeah, I know that there are a lot of divorce horror stories and people going for blood, right? But I think that we're co-parenting. I don't like to say I'm a single mom, right? I kind of want to stray away from that narrative. And
What do you want to call it?
I am a co-parent. Is that a term?
Single
I'm
mom.
gonna normalize that term.
Single mom. Single mom.
No, single mom is like from like 2 years ago.
You're so with the times.
It's more about co-parenting lifestyle, happily co-parenting. You got to put like a nice positive twist in it. Single mother.
So, as a co-parenter, as you're so with the times, and you're phrasing it, how do you feel about the women that we're competing against here in Miami, right? Because this.
Well, let me start that I don't compete with no woman.
I don't compete with nobody and nothing.
All right? No.
We're competing. We're competing with 20-year-olds because that's what men our age want, right? Men our age want the 20-year-old, the 18-year-old.
Right.
Right?
Well, the man that is for me would not want to be with a 20-year-old that, has... Maybe he does. Maybe that's not why he's not with me.
He's not going to tell you that.
No, but listen, even though 20-year-olds, I mean, my daughter's going to be 20 soon. So I just think that it's a different generation that I think that, the man that I would be interested in would want someone with common ground, right? Someone that's going to talk to him.
Professional,
about,
somebody that's going to hold their own,
yeah,
right?
But even the same, common interests, like.
Are you saying that a
40-year-old
music?
Same kind of music.
So what you're saying is that a 40-year-old can't have anything in common with a 20-year-old?
Well, there's a couple of things I'm sure that they can have in common. But what I'm referring to is more of, common ground, right? Like what they're into, what they like, what their interests are. It's probably not going to be the same. I mean, there are maybe some girls who are old souls and
I feel like I'm an old soul.
What makes you an old soul?
I feel like I've lived many lives. I feel that I've been around. Not in that way.
Well,
not in that way, but
So what makes you an old soul, though?
I feel that I think differently from a lot of the women my age. I think that, a lot of the goals, maybe it's just because of the town that we live in, and this is so fake, because a lot of it is so fake here in Miami. And I hate to say that, it's really not talking down about the town, but it's just such a unique city in itself, don't you think?
I think you are, maybe like a small town girl at heart.
I feel it.
You want to be, in a ranch with horses.
I feel it.
And I feel more. I'm happy in Miami. I am. This is home. I feel
like you're more. You're more of a big city girl for sure.
I've lived at other places, and Miami's home. So I don't get that whole. I get it. Yeah, Miami's fake and it's into the club scene. I'm not. So, and I relate myself, and my friends are not, because you're going to be with like-minded people. So I don't see all of that.
How about with going back to then the, men in our age category, wanting to be with younger women here in Miami, where everybody's so done up, right? Everybody's got some sort of plastic surgery procedure done. I wouldn't know about any of that stuff. I'm very natural. But
close up, please. Close up. No, I'm kidding.
Natural. But that's what you're kind of competing against, right? Like a 20-year-old,
yeah.
They're gorgeous already as they are. And then they're just like, you take it to that 100% level. It's just like, can you be any more beautiful than what you are already?
Right.
And then at our age, we start getting our insecurities, and you're not looking like you did when you were 20.
Right.
Certain things are starting to, gravity starting to take place.
Sure. Yeah.
And you look at yourself in the mirror and you start thinking.
Sure. I wouldn't know about that. I don't know what you're talking about. Can we lighten up this conversation? Okay. No, right. I get it. I get where you're going with this. Yes. I think that this word of competing, I don't subscribe to that. I understand what you're saying, but I don't like using those words where it's, a competition. No, whoever is meant to be with that beautiful girl, go for it. He's obviously not meant to be with me, right? So
That didn't come out right. I don't think that came out right. I don't think that's what you were trying to say.
Can you cut that?
If you want to be with the beautiful girl, that's all on you. If not, you come to me.
Cut that in the edit.
Edit. This is raw. Marinator.
That's not what
you meant to
say. Clearly, that's not what I meant. But no, I mean, there's a pair for everyone, and I just I haven't found mine.
You will. I do believe that too. I think that there's somebody out there for everybody.
I don't have to, and I think this all the time, because if I'm not meant to be remarried or anything like that, it's fine with me. I have a very full life anyway, and I'd be okay with that.
But you definitely want to meet a partner, at least, right?
Yeah. Where you can. I think that in the long term, yes. I imagine myself with meeting someone or multiple people.
Oh
no, but
I can't joke about this soon.
No, but I will. No, not at
Sister
the same time.
Wives.
Not at the same time. But I'm saying, there's this whole this fairy tale that we have been trained.
I agree.
From a
I agree.
very young age. You're gonna meet Prince Charming and you're gonna live happily ever after. Maybe that's not everybody's path in life. Maybe people are meant to be with someone for 5 years and then be with somebody for 10 years. I mean, you look at it, that's what most people are doing, right? They don't have many folks are not blessed enough, or if you want to call it a blessing, because no one is living in another's relationship, but they're not with one partner for their entire life. It's fine.
But I think that there was a certain beauty.
Sure.
In that long-term relationship.
Absolutely.
Where you said to yourself, obviously not if you're in an abusive relationship and somebody's beating you up or you're with a drug addict, Obviously, that's not what I'm talking about, but there was a certain beauty to that old mentality of marriage where it was like, you know what, we're going to stick this out through thick and thin, because in the beginning of any relationship, obviously it's going to be, you know, your endorphins are kicking in and it's like very sexual in the beginning. And then real life hits and you got to wake up every day and go to work. You know, you're going to be menstruating a couple of times a week and you're going to be bitchy.
Couple of times a week? Who are you? Why are you menstruating so much?
You think I should go to the doctor?
What is up with you and menstruating? Okay.
And I think that there was a certain beauty to that, right? Like I
Okay.
saw that with my parents. Your parents have that as well,
Okay.
you know, with my uncle, right? With your daughter's grandfather. There was just a beauty to that. Like, and I'm sure that they had their moments. I certainly saw that with my mother and father, but there was just a beauty to, like, you know, this person, for the most part, you would hope they're not leaving me. Now that I'm sick, or they're the ones that get sick, and you're the one that's sticking around with them, and you're gonna, you know, you're gonna be there with them till the very end.
I understand. What I'm saying is that it's not everybody's path in life. Clearly, it wasn't mine, right? So it's fine to not have this, you know, this what you consider, you know, this perfect fairy tale. I was with one man only. We lasted 45 years. We, you know, died in the same deathbed, you know, 2 hours apart.
Oh my
It
God,
is
the
fine.
Notebook, when they're holding hands.
It's fine.
That's
It's fine to
that's what
have-
I'm looking for. That's what I'm searching for. I want him to hold my hand and we both die together.
That's sweet.
You think I can find that? Because I haven't had a lot of luck.
Go to the Palace, or what is it called? The
Eh,
Palace Nursing Home. We should go there for happy hour.
I've got a few contenders. Oh my
We
God.
can go there for happy hour and find someone like that.
Anyway, so yeah, you know, just with the lifestyle here in Miami and the competition that's out there, it's very challenging, I feel, to date. At least for me it is, right? Like sometimes on a Saturday, I don't want to go out. I want to stay home, right? I want to just stay home, kind of, you know, watch TV, just relax a little bit if I can.
But they're like ringing your phone off the hook.
I have to turn it off. I have to turn it off, you know.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's annoying, but you know what? It comes with the territory. And then we start talking about, you know, like high quality men, like Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
He might be at that palace.
Yeah, or someone looks
So what did
just
you
like
read?
him.
We were actually having this conversation the other day where an article came out where the Al Pacino, who is an amazing actor.
Yeah. I mean,
Is he
Scarface.
Is he attractive?
Scarface.
But he's not. But Scarface was how many years ago? I mean,
Yeah, 1980.
right. He doesn't look like Scarface anymore.
No.
Now he
but
is Scarface.
I'm still crushing on Tony Montana. Like,
I
that's the guy.
feel that
would
he's
be a
hot.
guy for me.
Like I see his.
He's got a little
charm.
baggage,
There's
but
something going on there.
It's fine. Tony Montana was fine.
Well, you might have. No, you're too old. You're too old, girl, because he's with a 29-year-old.
yeah, yeah. So there's our dating pool is like this because even 82-year-olds are hitting up the 20-year-olds.
But do you think it's because he's rich and famous, or do you think that any 83-year-old can pick up a 29-year-old within their same, you know, category?
No, I think it's definitely because he's Al Pacino. Yes. She's not in it for. He wouldn't be as attractive.
You don't think she's in love?
He wouldn't be as attractive.
So what you're saying
if-
is that she's using him for his money and his fame.
Well, I don't know her. I don't want to get sued by her. So I'm going to be very respectful of baby mama here. But the chances are low that someone who's
I agree.
28
That's part of his charm. Part of his charm
would
is that he's Al Pacino and he's famous and
yeah,
he's rich.
it's the package.
Right.
It's the package. If it was, you know, just my neighbor across the street who's 83, you know, lovely guy, but I don't think that he's got 20-year-olds.
But you live in a nice neighborhood. He could have a lot of money.
Not Al Pacino. Yeah, but
So yeah, you know, that's those are some of the conversations that we have just when we're kind of hanging out and we go out to dinner. We hang out a lot again because of the girls. The girls hang out, we hang out, and it's just, you know, this is the kind of company that We're leaving on vacation.
That's right.
In 2 weeks to a very liberal town. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm wearing my cowgirl boots and my cowgirl hat. You know, Meilyn wants to take me shopping.
I'm picking out her outfits before we.
I am not.
I'm approving these. I have final edit rights.
So before we go, Meilyn, can you share one horror story that you've had now that you started dating as a single mother in your category?
I don't have a lot of recent dating stories. I'm not that out and about yet. But yes, I did download an app at one point. Like, I'll download the app, I'll delete it, I'll be like, no, this is horrible.
Which one? Which app do you feel that you have better contenders in?
I think Hinge. I don't know if they're better contenders, but I've downloaded
Hinge is supposed to be like they're in there because they're looking for a relationship. They're not just looking for
right. Tinder, I think, is more of a let's hook up. Right. And Hinge is supposed to be, I don't know. And this was
professionals
a couple
looking for love.
Yeah. And this was a couple of years ago. I'm sure that there's something a little bit more, trendy and hip now. Write it on the comments if there is somewhere that I should be.
Can you guys give us some feedback on good websites that we can get on? Download the app to meet some quality men in Miami.
Yeah, I downloaded it. I deleted it right away.
Are you open to dating men in other towns, not other countries? I feel that that's like really complicated, but that could be sexy. That could be like from Iraq. Okay, Spain.
I don't know.
Spain?
I don't know.
Zanahoria.
I don't know how serious that could be, right? I mean, sure. Like
somebody that, for example, lives in Texas. Okay. So
okay.
we were talking about Texas earlier. Would you be open to a long distance relationship with a great catch that doesn't live here, where eventually, that somebody would have to make the move?
I wouldn't go on a dating app and expand my search to anywhere in the world. Like, I would if I'm gonna.
I don't know. It's getting pretty hard.
I know. Maybe I should
have to open up the zip code area.
No, I would probably go on a dating app and put within like 20-mile radius. But if someone introduced me. Again, maybe that's where you would come in again. Introduce me to someone.
I've got a couple of contenders.
Oh, okay.
You're like, we've been there, done that. It's not going to happen.
If I met somehow, someone who lived in another state, and it was just meant to be, then yeah, I would guess I would have no choice but to be somewhat open to that. But anyways, I downloaded the app. I met someone, decided, why not? Let me go out on one date with him.
Where was he from?
He's from here, New York.
New York in the house.
How is that so funny?
I don't know.
But from here. And he had told me that he loved to, smoke a good cigar. He was not good. I haven't gotten there yet. So he picked me up. So I knew this about him, but when he picked me up, he literally smelled like an ashtray. His car with white leather seats, but they were actually yellow from all of the cigar smoking that he did. He had cigars in the ashtray.
Everybody has a hobby.
It was bad. I still went out with him because
I still smell the tobacco.
I still went out on a date, but it got worse. He was just smoking in the restaurant, blowing.
Is that even legal? You can't even smoke in restaurants.
We were in an outside. We were at Merrick Park in the outside. But yeah, people were looking at him and asking him to turn it off.
And he was like, "This is a free country, and this is how I choose." What can he do that? Can he do the bubbles?
No, I don't know. But it was too much. I'm not against someone who will smoke a cigar, from time to time. But he was excessive. So yeah, I don't know if it's such a horror story. I mean, what's your horror story?
All of them.
Yeah, I know. I can see that.
But okay, yeah, that really wasn't that bad of a story, you know. It's just, you know, that wasn't your that wasn't your you know, that's not your thing. That's not your thing. You don't enjoy it.
It's the most recent.
5 years ago.
You're not kidding. No, it wasn't that.
Yeah, so it's tough out there. It's definitely no, it's rough.
It's rough out there in the streets.
Roughing it out in the streets of Miami and the dating pool. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. And but I have hope for both of us, where we're gonna meet our Prince Charming.
Yes.
Yeah, you think?
Yes. No doubt. No doubt.
All right.
Like,
Well,
I don't want a Prince Charming anymore. How about like a king? Like, no, that sounds.
I can introduce you to a few of those too.
No, but Prince, what I'm saying is that Prince sounds a little young. Like, Prince Charming. Like,
Well, you know, that's in style now too, you know?
no, Prince sounds a little young. Like, I want like the, what's his name? Like a King Charles type.
Palacio de las Arrugas. Anyway, so thank you very much, Meilyn, for just, you know,
Yeah, this was fun, Monica.
This was completely improvised. I came to her house. The girls are hanging out. Completely improvised, but we wrote it earlier, and I brought the camera, and I just thought that it could be fun for us to just, you know, do this on camera, which is basically what we do on a regular basis when we get together. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope somebody can relate, and if anybody can give us any advice on good websites to go. What? It's not website. It's apps. Apps.
Yes.
Websites. It's a whole nother thing.
You're so out of touch.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. But thank you guys all for joining in the Bear Experiment podcast. I'm Monica Clavijo. This is Meilyn Clavijo. And see you guys soon for episode 3.